Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over again. Yes, again, not over the world, all over again. Two live shows, back-to-back days, two live shows yesterday and two live shows again. And I tricked you lot, didn't I? Tricked you lot. So we're back here again. We're live. We're going to be reviewing the news of today from Cannon Fodder's perspective. Talk about Rafinha, what happened to Rafinha. Maybe a little bit of a Lisandro Martinez. What happened to Lisandro Martinez? I'm not sure. I have no idea what's happened to Lisandro Martinez. But join me in the live chat. Let me know your thoughts about, Rafinha. What happened to Rafinha? And of course, Lisandro Martinez, who appears now to be the guy. We're still waiting on the official announcement that Gabriel Jesus has now signed a contract. I'm no doubt he did pass the medical. But I understand that we need to be patient. But let me know about the Rafinha. Are you upset that Arsenal did not get Rafinha over the line? Do you think they were quite right to say we're not going to pay over the odds? Or do you think Arsenal should have gone in there hard and fast and got the guy Rafinha and come out with Rafinha? So let me know about that. And also we're going to be reviewing the news of today as well as looking at the poll. Yes, we did a poll. What was the poll, Alex? We'll get into a moment. So again, guys, it's a double header. We were live about 6-7 hours ago, and we're live again. Come into the live chat. Let me know your thoughts. Are you upset about Rafinha, or are you thinking, hey, listen, he didn't want to come to Arsenal anyway? That's my feeling. He didn't want to come to Arsenal. Lisandro, Yuri Tillemans, the latest, Marco Asensio. Again, there's just so many players that we're being linked with. So without further ado, let me talk about the news of today from Cannon Fodder TV's perspective. And also, remember, those of you who've been with us for the longest time, we've got this stuff going on, all of the squirrely bits, the movements in the background. And we've got the live chat as an overlay. Let me know your thoughts about that. We'll stick with this just for a few more days before we revert back. Anyway, so the news of today, the hot topic, the breaking news. Chelsea closing on a £55 million deal for Rafinha. The player, they leapfrogged over Arsenal to get Rafinha, although, he still hasn't signed a contract. As far as I've seen, there's not been any announcement. Anyway, Chelsea are close to clinching a £55 million deal with Leeds to buy Rafinha after moving in front of Arsenal and Barcelona in the race to sign the Brazilian international. The left winger, who has also been a target for Tottenham, I actually forgot about that. Is going to Chelsea. For my opinion, I've been saying this for the last week and a bit. Rafinha never said he wanted to come to Arsenal. He never said that. What he did say, or actually he instructed his representatives, is his aim was always to go and play for Barcelona. When that knock comes, the knock from Barcelona, it's difficult to turn down. The only problem is Barcelona are struggling for finances. They would have to sell their players before they can finance the purchase of Rafinha. The rebel, Ousmane Dembele, sell him and maybe some other players. But that was a sticking point for Barcelona. In steps Chelsea. I always said Chelsea was going to be the second option for Rafinha. And you've got to think of it like this. You're looking at Liverpool. You look at Man City. You look at Chelsea and Tottenham. They all offer, as much as you hate to hear this, they all offer Champions League football. Arsenal don't. They don't. So Rafinha, okay, I want Barcelona. Next, what's the next best thing? Is Chelsea. And I think, to be honest, Chelsea is a better fit for Rafinha. Champions League football. They got Tuchel as well. And Lukaku is going in the opposite direction. Well, actually, where he came from. So I'm not overly upset about the Rafinha situation. He was never going to come to Arsenal. I mean, we put the bid in for a player who didn't want to come to Arsenal. Much like, Manuel Locatelli. This time last season, the window, we were going after him and he didn't even want to come to Arsenal. So are you upset about the Rafinha situation? I'm not. He didn't want to come to Arsenal anyway. And better off just keeping the money and maybe saving it and spend it on another player. Who's the other player going to be? Your guess is as good as mine. So that was the first bit of news that we spoke about on the afternoon show. The other bit of news that is just kind of winding me up, the Lucas Torreira situation. Lucas Torreira, Arsenal, please just wrap up this situation and so we can move on. Now, Lucas Torreira, when he was asked by Teddy Grafo, and he was asked about the prospect of staying at Arsenal, and he said, there is no chance. No chance at all. He said, from the beginning, they told me I didn't have a place, so I don't want to stay either because I suffered a lot. It cost me a lot to adapt, and my idea is to go to either Italy or Spain. Now, Florentine don't want to pay the price. What's the price? £12.6 million. 12.6 million pounds. They don't want to pay that. But I'm sure Florentina and Arsenal can come to some kind of agreement. Please just end this chapter so we can move on from Lucas Torreira. I would love him to play for Arsenal. I've said it so many times before. I would love him to play for Arsenal, but he doesn't want to play for Arsenal. The language barrier, the lifestyle in London. And remember, he lost his mum as well. So please, Arsenal, come to some kind of agreement with Florentina. Please. Oh, my goodness. There has been a video in regards to Marco Asensio, the Spanish midfielder. Look out for that. Arsenal have learnt the price for Marco Asensio. And actually in the video I said that Mikel Arteta has been an admirer of Marco Asensio. Me too. I've featured him at least 5 times in the course of two seasons. Would it be a good addition? I know someone said to me in the afternoon show that he's too slow. Yeah, but the guy can pick out a pass, man. He can pick out a pass. But we also, this is a bit of a strange one. Bukayo Saka, a warning from Arsenal. He can't always have everything his own way. I was thinking, well, he was Arsenal's player of the season. He's kind of got, not single-handedly, got us out from so many, sticky situations. But Bukayo Saka is ambitious. He's ambitious. Liverpool, Mo Salah. Mo Salah's got 12 months left on his contract. And that's why there's always talk about Bukayo Saka. Is he going to go to Liverpool? I think he'll sit the season out and he'll probably leave Arsenal at the end of the new season. If that makes sense to you. Want to win trophies. Wants to win the Premier League. It's not going to happen anytime soon with Arsenal. You look at Arsenal, Man City, or Arsenal and Liverpool. You're more likely to win the Premier League with Liverpool or Man City, not in the near future with Arsenal. So I wouldn't bear any grudges towards him if he decided to leave. I wouldn't. So people, these were the news segments from the afternoon show. And Lisandro Martinez, I said this yesterday and the day before. I understand, Gabriel Jesus was the flavour of the month. He's like our marquee signing, isn't he? I'm not sure where we're going to play him. Where on the pitch are we going to play him? But the player that excites me, and I haven't even seen him play, I've read a lot about him, is Lisandro Martinez. Lisandro Martinez, guy can play left back, he can play in the centre. If we can sign him, that's what I've got to say. I have done a latest video in regards to him because there's not been any real updates in regards to Lisandro Martinez. But I'm thinking he wants out. He wants away from Ajax. His manager has left Ajax and he's now managing Man United, Erik ten Hag. But the guy wants Arsenal. So it's only for Arsenal again to get the business done. The longer you leave it, more likely other clubs will come and start sniffing around Lisandro Martinez and think, well, if Arsenal are going to dither on the situation, then we might as well go in there and buy Lisandro Martinez. Arsenal, get this one done. This player excites me more than Rafinha, more than Gabriel, more than Yuri Tillemans. The guy looks serious. Get this one done. Get it done. We did, I think, did we do a poll? No, we didn't do a poll, actually. No, we didn't do a poll. So I was thinking of doing a poll. The poll was going to be, you know, should we go for a Serge Gnabry? Or should we go for a Marco Asensio? Or should we go hard at it for a Yuri Tillemans? I didn't do the poll. Let me quickly do it now so we don't forget. And whilst I'm doing this, I'm going to give you guys a quick heads up what's going to happen for the next couple of days. So today's Wednesday, tomorrow is going to be Thursday, and then on Friday, it's going to be a one-off special flagship show. Now, I know on Friday, or maybe you don't know, usually on a Friday is our flagship show, which is called the Easy Talk. It's been going for a long time. So there is no Easy Talk because we're not in season. The season is done, dusted. We're supposed to be on the beach somewhere relaxing, but I'm not on the beach just yet. So on Friday is going to be a one-off transfer news show. I'm going to be joined by my good old mates, some other contributors. We're going to have Theo, the original Godfather, back. We're going to have a John the Geezer Gooner. We're going to have Richard II, and we're also going to have a special guest on the show. They're going to be making their debut on the channel, on a live show. And I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm fired up, he said, looking in the corner over there. So that's what's going to be happening. And I will be going live again tomorrow. It might be a double header, but I'll definitely be going live on Friday. I can't wait for the one-off transfer window show. 8 p.m. kickoff, which is why you've got to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you're going to miss it. And then on Saturday, you're going to say, oh, Alex, what happened to the one-off show? And I'll say to you, well, did you subscribe? Well, no, I didn't. Well, what do you expect? You've got to subscribe. My goodness. Can't do it for you, can I? So that's what's going to be happening in the next few days. So let's quickly get this one out. Next one is, okay, choose only one. Right, well, I said it was going to be either Serge Gnabry, Marco Asensio. I think that's a Euro. Did I say Yuri Tillemans? Yuri Tillemans. There we go. So check out the platform, look for the community tab, and you can vote. Vote until your heart's content. Now, just talking about voting before we actually go into the live chat. Again, we did one yesterday. Who is next? Lisandro Martinez or Rafinha? Out of 1,500 votes, I kid you not, 1,500 votes. We've not hit the 2,000 mark as far as I'm aware anyway. But out of 1,500 votes, on 26% of the followers and subscribers on all platforms on Canon 4 TV, you voted for Rafinha. And 74% of you voted for the next person to be signed up is Lisandro Martinez. I don't know what to say, man. Don't know what to say. So anyway, that is it. These are all these segments currently running on Canon 4 from Canon 4 TV's perspective. Perspective, view, vision, opinion. Anyway. Right, let's go into live chat and see who was joining us on this particular show over here. Let's have a butchers. And first up, we've got Patrick. Patrick, how are you? It's been a long while. He says, hi to you, Patrick. Hello to you. He says, never mind about Rafinha. We will win some and lose some a lot more. Yeah, win some, lose some. But the way I see it, Patrick, like I said in my opening words, Rafinha never wanted to come to Arsenal anyway. He never wanted to come to Arsenal. So I know some people are a little bit upset because saying, well, Arsenal, they put in a bid, I think a second bid, and that it stopped. I thought, yeah, and the player never mentioned he wanted to come to Arsenal. His preferred destination was Barcelona. Second preferred destination was Chelsea. Newcastle inquired about him yesterday. He was also a target for Tottenham, but he never wanted to come to Arsenal anyway. Win some, lose some. We didn't lose him because he wasn't ours in the first place. Well, I understand what you mean. The Arsenal is bigger than any player. Yes, absolutely, man. The Arsenal, with a capital T. The Arsenal. Malik, good evening. Says yes, of course. Yes, of course. What do you mean? That's what you mean. Haji, hi Alex. Give some real great happy news, bro. I try my best, man. I try my best. We fans want Gnabry. Okay, there you go. Instead of Rafinha, and we want Martinez and Marco Asensio. Man, you're not asking for much, bro. You're not asking for much, are you? There I'm saying choose only one. And Haji says he wants Gnabry, Asensio, and Martinez. That's a bucket load of money, man. A bucket load of money. Arsenal fans from Chennai, India. All right, nice one, brother. Nice one. My Indian brothers out there. Pop, pop. Dino, good evening. Please make a bid for Gnabry. Well, I can't do the bid. I can't, but I know what you mean, Dino. I understand what you mean. I'm just kidding. Ashley D, I'm moderator for the evening show. Says, hey up, Gooners. We need 3 to 4 players. Actually, we need 6 players. We need 6, so we've got 3 through the window. We need 3 more. 3 more. Good afternoon, Colin. Chelsea didn't hijack the bid. Arsenal lowballed the bid. And Chelsea took advantage of it, just like a big club with ambition. Waloof says, yes, of course. Yes, of course. What? What are you trying to say, man? I don't understand what you mean. Highlights, please forward an immediate message to Edu and Arteta, to Gnabry and Martinez, Ajax. Thank you. Do you know what I will do? You just reminded me of something. I need to get on to something, another project. For those of you who live in the UK, you know the story about Stephen Lawrence, who was murdered in the 1990s. It was a big story. And there's been an initiative run by a serving police officer. And I had the privilege of speaking to the police officer. I went to the football match, which was in honor of Stephen Lawrence. And we need to get hold of Arsenal to support this initiative. So I did say I was going to send an email to Arsenal, and I will do it this evening. So thank you for reminding me, Haji. Thank you very much for that. Let Torreira go and him be happy. As simple as that, man. Tony Matthews, good evening. If a player doesn't want to come to the club, why would you want to sign the player? I know, Tony. I know. I don't know. Am I living in a parallel universe? It is, for me, it's as simple as that. Why are you trying to sign a player who clearly has stated, I want to go to Barcelona? That doesn't happen? All right, I want to go to Chelsea. I don't want to go to Arsenal. No, if they're calling me, just said, I'm not coming to Arsenal. It's as simple as that. The player has not said he wants to come to Arsenal. Why? Just because he's, because we've got like a director of football who's Brazilian. Is that the connection? Is that the connection that we're making there? He didn't want to come to Arsenal. Jeez. Martinez, for every disappointment, it's a blessing in disguise. Absolutely. Rafinha, like I said, it's a good player, but Arsenal needed to strengthen her midfield, or their midfield, and the left back position. Well, let's pray that Martinez will be the next signing coming through the door. The midfield, I have said, and the problem is, Barbez, it's not only the left back, the midfield, it's also the strike as well. The strike? Yeah, the strikers department as well. Strikers department. The centre forward. That sounds like an old phrase now. Centre forward, striker. So you've got 3 positions there. Arsenal need to strengthen. The bid isn't the problem with Gnabry. Arsenal will not pay the wages that Serge will demand. I said that from the afternoon show. As much as a lot of you want Serge Gnabry in, the level of wages will be astronomical. Get somebody down here. Yeah, got that bad cough going on there. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you. Patrick. Now that two rating looks quite accurate, you have got to stop slurping down the PR Kool-Aid. The thing is, Colin, I did a repeat of the afternoon show, and someone put in there the PR machinery now, or what, now it's Project Youth. What will the PR machinery say about this now? And I said, well, the PR machinery is the PR machinery, if you want to believe it. I have long since unsubscribed to Arsenal's YouTube channel. I don't watch all that rubbish about, they're doing like one-touch football. Life is so happy at Arsenal in the training camp. I don't buy it, man. I don't buy that PR stuff. I wonder what Pepe's thinking. Is he still thinking, all right, they got me in a training ground. I've got to put my happy smiley face on because life is so good over here. No, it ain't, Pepe. Life is not good for your Arsenal, man. It's not good for you. Malik says, midfield and left back Gnabry. The level of wages will be a killer. Gnabry was here before. Looks like the Pogba situation at United wasn't good enough first time. What makes you think it would be any different this time? Serious. Tim Hogan's in the house. This is agree with you totally, Alex. If a player that cannot adapt to the London lifestyle and overcome the language barrier, it's best to let him go. Now, I don't know how much more eloquently, or am I being too simplistic, Tim? I don't know. I'm sure just to stop the player suffering. And actually, if you have said that he doesn't form any part of your plans going forward, the last 2 seasons, why are we forcing Fiorentina into a corner to pay that money? Surely Arsenal, Fiorentina, and the players' representatives can come to some agreements and let the play just close that chapter of Lucas Torreira. Just come on. Oh my goodness. We need good players this time around. Gunners for life, says Malik. Good players? We have good players. We have 0 world-class players and a joke as a manager. How are you today? Tell me transfers for Arsenal and Rafinha. Well, Rafinha, Taker, or Joseph, he was never coming to Arsenal. He was never coming to Arsenal. There are several peach Margate Portstairs Home Bay. Dearie me, man. Margate brings back some good memories when I was younger. Yeah, Margate, Captain on Sea, and yeah. Never been to Broadstairs though. Never been there, but thank you. Hello, Accent Chat, says DWTT. Patrick says, I'm good. Well done. I've got a lot of catching up to do, man. We keep tiptoeing around the Lisandro Martinez deal, and Man United will swoop in and squash our hopes, just like Chelsea did with Rafinha. That's it. Kill my hopes, man. We may not get, good evening, Tygonosaurus. We may not get these players, but I'm so happy Arsenal are going for them with some serious bids. What's your thoughts? A bid is only a bid, isn't it? It's only a bid until it's been confirmed and the player has signed. But it's not even the bid. It's not the bid, Tygonosaurus. It's the picture that you paint for the player. The bid is the bid, but what kind of picture have you painted for the player? What picture is it? What plan do we have? Where do you envisage Arsenal being within the next 3 to 5 years? That's what the player would want to know. Build up the picture first and then go in with the bid. Pow! The bid is the bid. The money is the money. But how are you going to convince the player that Arsenal is the right place to come? That, at this time, with this squad going forward, that Arsenal is the right place going forward. Got to paint that positive picture and how the player is going to fit into that picture with Arsenal going forward. What is the 3 to 5 year plan? The bid is the bid. Money is the money. But can you convince or show the player why they should be in this squad with Arsenal at this time with this manager? I'm just saying. The bid is the bid. What kind of picture are we trying to paint? I was never good at painting. Vitas says, hi, good evening, chatting from Nigeria. I'm Vitas, my name. Please need to know Arsenal latest signings. Well, I've just given you the latest news there. Simeone, Cisse. Yes, I forgot about it. Rafina, talk. This is from Simeone. And Simeone, bless you, about news coming. Okay. Golden says, procrastination is a thief. He's a thief. Edu needs to step up his negotiating skills. Well, the thing is, Golden, he's, I wouldn't say he's quite strong, but he's knowledgeable about the South American market, especially, in Brazil. That's his strength, isn't it? He got us Gabriel Jesus, even though it's still not formally, confirmed. He got Martinez for us. He got Martinelli as well. There's still a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. What's up, DWTTs in the house? Ashley says, welcome to all the goodness here. More than 60 of you for today. So please smash the like button and help Cannon Fodder TV grow. And remember to subscribe for the latest news on Cannon Fodder TV. Tony says, people with short memories. Serge Gnabry was here before. Didn't settle for whatever reason. Why would you want to go back to do the same thing over again? Is it the same thing over again? Because it wouldn't be the same manager. It wouldn't be the same players. But I understand what you mean. But again, for me, the level of wages, again, are we going to go back and pay a humongous amount of wages for a player that played for us previously? I don't know. Good evening, the assembly says, good evening, Alex. Do you think Arsenal are trying to be a buying club as they've sent a lot of money lately? And they need an identity. Well, I think they really have an identity. I think, are we a selling club? I don't think we are a selling club. We are. I think you're right about what identity do we have, but we're definitely not a selling club. We're not. What we are is a club that loves to let players go free. Freedom. We've got to stop that. And when we do sign players, because we love to sign players and bump up their wages, we love to bump up their wages, and then when we've had enough of them, nobody wants to buy them. So again, the way that we conduct business is, our business acumen is still not good. I talk about the situation with Lucas Torreira. You telling me we can't come to an amicable agreement for Florentina, the player and the player's representatives? You don't see or hear Liverpool or Man City doing this stuff. We're miles away from where we need to be. Not where we deserve to be, where we need to be. That's how they will be deceiving us until Man United will get the deal done. Colin, not enjoying it. Just we're not looking for DWTT, behave yourself. Clement, good evening. Bidding war is on for ordinary Wiggers. What? From Brazil, Arsenal must focus to sign world-class midfielder and right back and left back. We already have many good attacking wingers. Well, I think we've spoken about this point actually, Clement, about if you look at the squad now, how many of the players in this current squad you can actually say are world-class players? And I'm waiting. What? Just one player, world-class player. And that's the problem, isn't it? You look at Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, they have world-class players. We might just have one. Maybe one. Odegaard is not a world-class player. I did manage to grab a ticket for the match against Everton on July 16th in Baltimore. Will be the second time I've watched them in the States. One day I'll watch them in London. Are you sure you want to do that, Colin? Are you sure you want to do that? Listen. When you want to come over to London, I'll be here. We'll be here. Meet all the crazy gang, and I mean that most sincerely. Let us know when you're thinking about coming to London. was going to say we'll sort out the tickets for you now, but you need to sort out the tickets yourself. But let us know when you're coming over, and we'll welcome you with open arms, man. But enjoy that game there, July 16th. Lynn, sweetheart, how are you? Hope you're keeping well. Now, if you want a 10 out of 10 in the summer transfer window, this would be the headline. Colin, have we got Martinez yet? Not yet, Trevor. Not yet. Colin, Edu can't be negotiating very well because unless he is comparing with Martinez, how Man United is in disarray, and that they finished 11 points behind us. This is what we have to convince these players. Oh my goodness! Look at that! Look at this, Colin. Colin, look at this. A 1 for the transfer window. A 1. And someone's put in there, actually, Colin's put a 0. All right, okay. And Neves. I said that, didn't I? Neves. Danny, good evening to you. Still, Arsenal's board have a big problem to sign a world-class player. We don't have any. I don't know. Am I being, again, is it too simplistic to say, for you to be recognized as a world-class player, doesn't matter whether you're a striker, midfielder, a defender or goalkeeper, at least you would have to have won the Premier League. None of these players have won the Premier League. They've not won the Premier League. I'm just saying. Right, let's check out... let's take a quick pause from the live chat, and I want to look at the poll. The latest poll I did was in regards to the next one, not the only one. The next one is going to be the next player that Arsenal should or could sign. So we put Serge Gnabry, Marco Asensio, and Yuri Tillemans, and I'm surprised, to be honest. Surprised at who you've chosen so far. 20 minutes and we've already reached over 140 votes. 20 minutes and already 140 votes. 5 thumbs up. The next one is on 6%, you voted for Marco Asensio. Sorry, only 6%. Only 6%. 43% of you have voted for Serge Gnabry. And 50% Yuri Tillemans. I'm surprised. I thought you guys would have voted resoundingly for Serge Gnabry, but you haven't. Let me just kind of refresh. Oh my goodness, he's gone down even further. Anyway, we'll review the vote again before we end up this show, or we end the show. I've got to say, quite privileged actually to be going live again, because usually in the evenings, I like to reserve that time for both my wife and myself. And I did speak to my wife. I said, please, wifey, what do you think? Should I go live in the evening? Because, yeah, I'm going to do my meditation anyway. I said, right, okay, then we'll go live. We'll go live again. So I was just receiving notifications. People are jokers. Right. Let's have a look here. Okay. All right. Just checking our Twitter feed. Make sure that we are running concurrently live, and we are. All right. So we've been going for 34 minutes. I think maybe another 5 more minutes, and then we're going to wrap up this evening show here. It is now 10 past the hour of 8 GMT. Greenwich Mean Time. I never knew that's what it meant. I thought it meant great something. GMT time. GMT. All right. Okay. So let's just take this off. And guys, also let me know what do you think about all this. Like, we've got the live chat. As an overlay, we've got all the swirly bits and pieces. Let me know what you think of. What was that? What do you think about the swirly bits going all around me? Do you like it, or do you think you prefer to have the overlay of the player somewhere over here? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Right, let's go back into the live chat just for the last time on this evening show. HK says Jesus is borderline. Borderline what? Borderline crazy? What? Borderline what? Saka is not world class yet, my friend. That's why Rafinha would have put him watching. Isaac. I thought it said Isaac Newton, but no, it says Isaac. What do we want Arteta to do with Hutchinson and Reece Nelson? We are now trying to kill the manager over the signs of Rafinha. Next, we will be opposing him again for not playing the young lads. I don't know, Isaac. What would you like Arteta to do? Martinez would be a good signing. However, is the case of another player who doesn't want to sign for us, or is that United have a good manager and we have Arteta? Oh, that's below the belt. That's below the belt, Tony. Anyway, Mike, good evening. Is Martinez worth bidding for? Yes, he is. He is. I mean, why are we not going for Aaron Hickey instead? I need to do the video on Aaron Hickey. That deal has fallen through. We're not going to be signing Aaron Hickey. Martinez, on the other hand, what do you mean, why are we bidding? Is he? Of course he's worth it. Of course. And Rafinha is not world-class yet either. I agree. I completely agree. I got the impression why Leeds wouldn't sell to us because they know that the gap was too far away with Chelsea, but the gap not quite so wide between them and us. Well, it's going to be even more wider now that they sold Phillips, midfielder to Man City, and they're on the verge of selling Rafinha. I mean, Leeds, man. Oh, my goodness. Rafinha almost single-handedly helped Arsenal, Leeds United, survive the drop. And now they're going to sell him with Phillips. Oh, that's not my concern, man. It's not my concern. They are only active to name a world-class player, but very weak to sign that player. That's a good point. That's a very, very good point. A good point on the bidding. But what are the top three things can Arsenal change today to bring world-class players? For me, it has to be the ownership. Has to be the ownership. And sign world-class players. I'm not going to mention what the third one is because people might get upset. I like Asensio, and so do I, Lynn. I'm thinking, what people are you talking about? Only 6% of you vote for Marco Asensio? Have you not seen him play? The guy is, oh my goodness, he's disgusting. Marco Asensio is disgusting midfielder. Get him at Arsenal. Oh dear, I'd gladly swap him for Ødegaard. Get Marco in and Ødegaard out. Or maybe it's a little bit more palatable for you guys. You know, swapping for Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey out, Marco Asensio in. I'm just saying. I know Tyrannosaurus, but Alex will ban. I mentioned two things. I know what you think the third one was going to be. I ain't going to go down that line, man. To bring in world-class players, we have to be in the Champions League. Absolutely. Absolutely. But, you know, I'm going back to the point I made about bidding. You can bid for a player, you know, if players might have, well, not may, but they will have different ideas about why they're going to a particular club. It might be they're at the end of their career and thinking, this is my last hurrah. Let me cash in, go there for the money. If that's the case, maybe Arsenal's the place to be. But other players might have a different mentality, thinking, right, okay, what are Arsenal trying to do? What are they trying to build for the future? Do I see myself being part of that future? Or maybe not. And that's why I say, literally, the money is the money. But what are you trying to portray? What is your plan? What is your 3 to 5 year plan? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? And all this talk about we've got players, we're going to secure top 4. What? Really? Is that the mentality? Always go for the highest point. What's the highest point? To win the Premier League. To win the Premier League. I predicted that we weren't going to get top 4. I actually predicted that we were going to get between 8th and 7th. We got 5th, but we didn't get top 4. Got to go for the highest point. The highest point is to try and win the Premier League. Not, we're getting these players because we're going to secure top 4. We're going to get these players because we're going for the Premier League. Because we haven't won it in 19 years. That's the point you're supposed to be going for. Our expectations have lowered. They've lowered over the years, haven't they? Tony. It's all right, man. Yeah, good show. Say thanks. Tony, thank you to you. I hope you keep well. Say hello to your family from us on Canon 4 TV. Okay, stay well, my friend. It sounds like you're leaving the show. Check out Ezekiel Barco. What a baller. Rather someone like him than Rafinha, probably cheaper too. Great show, Alex. Do the business, my man. Yeah. Listen, no hose barred over here. You will never hear me swear or use vulgar language, but I'll give it to you straight between the eyes, man. This is there's no cakewalk over here, man. There's no cakewalk over here. We don't leave any stone, unturned over here. Go all guns blazing. We're buying these players. We're not buying these players to secure top 4. We're buying these players because we want to win the Premier League. That's why we're buying these players. These are odds on to go down next season. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the other thing as well. You can't keep a player who doesn't want to play for you. We're talking about players who don't want to play for us. But if a player doesn't want to stay, far rather let him go. You don't want one rotten apple spoiling the barrel. Let the player go. And that's what frustrates me about the Lucas Torreira situation. As much as he knows in himself, maybe Arteta said to him, actually, you don't form my plans going forward. And then we're holding Fiorentina to ransom. We're holding him to ransom. Come to a mutual agreement so Lucas Torreira can get on with his life and forget about Arsenal. Anyway, get annoyed. I would like to. Thomas Partey, Tony. 10 dice says, let's go with that for João Felix. They will release some new kids from our world-class PR team. Thoughts, just saying. As day follows night, you can be sure that they're probably going to release maybe 6 new kits. There's going to be a kit for warming up, a kit for running out, a kit for doing your laundry, and eventually get to the new kit, home kit, away kit, the intermediary kit, the kit while we're out on pre-season, and the fan base will go out and buy it. Good luck to you. That's what I'm saying. People just want to go for top players' names that cost a huge amount. When you look for amazing young talent like Ezekiel Barco at a better price, I need to check him out, Ace. I need to check him out. Danny says, Alex, sorry, history doesn't make a club as big or famous a club, but money makes a big club. So why doesn't the board keep the history of Arsenal? The thing is, Danny, you got to remember, a lot of our fan base have not seen Arsenal win the Premier League. It's true. And the fan base just think that the history began when Arsene Wenger arrived. Come on. My fear is that we're going to keep hold of that history. The Invincibles, winning at them lot stadium. All those things there, people are going to hold on to. We've got to get a set of quality players now to make a new history. Got to make a new history. That's all I'm saying. We can't keep holding on to that history. We've got to let go of it. Have to let go of it. And that's why I'm saying we haven't won the Premier League for 19 years. Why is that? There's a reason for it. Or there are reasons why we have not won the Premier League. Recruitment, the owner, the players, the wrong kind of players we've been signing and trying to sell them. There's a reason why we've not won the Premier League. And all the while, all the other teams are leapfrogging over us. We don't have any world-class players. And that tells you something. That tells you something. So, you know, as much as, okay, I joked about Fabio Vieira. I'd never heard of him before. Never heard of him. But people tell me that, you know what, he's a baller. He can play. All right, okay. We've got Martinez. Martinez is not one for the here and now. He's for the future. Nuno Tavares was supposed to be one for the future. And there's always talk about we're going to loan him out or might even sell him. So we wasted the money then. We wasted the money. Then we spent £50 million on Ben White, who got injured, I think, for the last couple of games. Why did we have to spend £50 million when we had a William Saliba? He could have stayed with us. He could have grown with us. But he's done the business away from us. So, again, I'll go back to the picture. What is the 3 to 5 year plan? We're going to stop talking about the past. The history is there for a reason, to teach us a lesson. What to do, what not to do, what you should keep doing. We've got to learn the lesson. I've got to say, Cranky is proving quite a bit of money being spent. KSC also has a Super Bowl title, yeah, and the Stanley Cup. And we have to be in the Champions League, but then the plan to go forward is to build on that and get to the peak of the mountain. The promised land, Lynn. The promised land. I have a dream that one day, crypto. What is the big noise about Rafinha? Is he coming to play? I just realised something actually. To play in a wing, we already got covered. Arsenal need Martinez more than Rafinha. Well, Rafinha's not coming. He's not coming. Lawrence John, good evening, says Arsenal signed a new winger. Lynn says, Alex, the other day we had all the Cronkies when the cup in the US, and 4 days later is like it was a good PR stunt for the US or for us and not to help Arsenal. The PR machinery at work, man. Tony, do we have any academy players ready to make the step up in the first team, or do we have to buy overpriced players? Well, you know, Hutchinson, Patino is not ready. Hutchinson is not ready. Even Balogun out at Borough, he's still a little bit off. You know, when I look at Balogun, the last couple of games before he got loaned out, the guy, you could see he was trying too hard. I was thinking, Balogun, just chill your breeches, man. We know how good you are. Don't just play your game. He was just trying too hard. But I think the problem is, Tony, as well. I'll put my hand up and say I was crying out for the youngsters. Got to give the youngsters a chance. The youngsters were given a chance, but what happened? Hey ho, it was the experienced players who let us down. They let us down. You could probably talk about the Aubameyang situation with Arteta. They just couldn't overcome what happened between them, and Aubameyang went. And then Lacazette couldn't score goals, and Granit Xhaka. All the experienced players let us down. The moment we were almost at the promised land, you've got to think these players had never been this close, to securing top 4. Only for them to trip up and, oh my goodness, I've just tripped up with a little stone. They've never been there, which is why you've got to have a mixture of young, hungry players as well as good, experienced, seasoned pros. And that's why I'm going to go back to the same point again. The same point. What is your 3 to 5 year plan? What does it entail? Do a SWOT analysis. What's the strength, the weakness, opportunities, and the threats? Let us know what it is. The experienced players let us down. You can't always rely on the young players. The young players have done wonders for us. But at the moment of truth, the experienced players let us down. There are no leaders. They're experienced, but there are no leaders in the squad. Who are the leaders? Martin Odegaard? If he's the answer, what's the question? He's not the answer. Alan's best defender we ever had, and he was there way before Wenger. And the thing is, Ace, people just think, oh my goodness, Arsenal landed on planet Earth. Arsenal landed in North London when Arsenal and Wenger came. No. As I've always said that that the history does not win us matches or the PL. Not just that, Alex. Since we had all the success, there wasn't the competition or the money coming in. Do you mean Jesus is not world-class player? Well, he's not. I know he's done the medical. He's done the medical. And let's just say, all right, so we've got how many players which form part of the squad? Let's just say for a ballpark figure of 20 players. 20 players form this squad. And let's just say we've signed Gabriel Jesus. It makes it 21. We've got one world-class player. One world-class player? The numbers are not in our favor. They're not in our favor. Wenger was signed before Wenger came. Oh, what's happening to our club? Al? Where's the X, man? What's going on? What's going on, man? Have you had one too many to drink? If we are developing a youth project, why are we not developing progression into the first team? And that's it, isn't it? You've got an academy. If you can't give the young players a pathway or an opportunity to elevate themselves into the first team, then there's no point in having an academy, is there? I've said this before. I've said that before. There's no point. Close down the academy if you cannot, I won't say guarantee, but give them a pathway to the first team. The Geordie, hi all to you. Free the children, yeah, that was the thing. It was the thing. You remember that Arteta used to bail himself out 2 seasons ago. Then PR team and youth project can't make it up. It's like a good point on experience. So who are the players that got the red card? I'm not going to mention his name before people get upset. I feel like Laka didn't even want to play for Arteta. He definitely wasn't trying with some of the chances that was handed to him in the box. I feel Laka wanted Arteta to fail. I think Laka tried his best. And then, he left to go back to Lyon. And he said, I'm glad to be back. This club is ambitious. I was thinking, wow, okay. So you're trying to say Arsenal weren't ambitious? Arsenal were not ambitious. Loved Walcott. He should have been better than he ended up. But the Geordie, I had this debate. And when I reflect on it, you got to think Walcott was a winger. He was a winger. He scored over 100 goals being a winger. So that's success for me. Success. Over 100 goals being as a winger. Just support those far at world class. World Cup, not critical in City's title runs. Jesus was a backup striker at a team that didn't have a starting striker. But 1,000 on Gabriel Jesus to score more than Haaland. I don't think so. Arsenal's core players are under 23 years. Where do they play? They can be players. Arsenal age profile is too young. No, but I think you're probably losing the point. You're missing the point, DWTT. He's saying there at some point you've got to give these academy players a dream or an opportunity to play in the first team. And I'm not like, play them all the 38 games in the season. The odd minutes here, there, sitting on the bench, being amongst the senior players, that is also experience. That's also experience. So again, if you're not gonna, have a pathway for these players that they can eventually play in the senior squad, just close the academy. Close it down. Close it down. And I think that's the point he was trying to make. I think maybe he probably didn't understand what he was trying to say, DWTT. That would be lost money, my friend. Haaland is going to bag goals in the squad. I think so. Yeah. The guy's a machine. You could probably use the debate that, well, Gabriel Jesus is tried and tested in the Premier League. The service that he got with Man City, and Haaland has never played in the Premier League. But even then, I don't know. Haaland is going to score a lot of goals. He will score a lot of goals, man. Ian Wright to replace the. What's going on there? Ian Wright is on the PR team. I think he's paid quite well as well. My mom doesn't like Ian Wright. She can't stand Ian Wright. Arteta doesn't play players he brought in or re-signed. Not sure he's playing academy players he didn't bring in. He's like that. Is he like that? I don't know. Do you know what, people? I think we've come to an end on this second live show in one day. 2 days on a trot. I've been just doubling it up, man. Yeah, and I've enjoyed it, to be honest. I have enjoyed it. It's been very, very interesting. I've been getting all these notifications. I'm thinking, people, I'm live. Don't call me. Don't send me messages whilst I'm live on air. Goodness. So, before we wrap up this one, I do want to look at the poll that we did. See how many minutes ago? 44 minutes ago, we've had a record amount in that short space of time of 255 votes on the latest poll. What's the latest poll, Alex? Who's the next one? The next one is choose only one out of these three options. Is it going to be Yuri Tillemans? Is it going to be Marco Asensio? Or is it going to be Serge Gnabry? I've lost my mind. It's late. It's 25 to the hour of 9 o'clock. So at 255 votes, imagine this. Imagine this. We've got a tie. We have a tie. Tied on 46% is Serge Gnabry and Yuri Tillemans. What about Marco Asensio? Stuck on 8%. And a tie on 46% is Yuri Tillemans and Serge Gnabry. Wow, my goodness. Oh my goodness, you lot are disgusting. Disgusting lot. All right. Should I go for these last comments? I think I'll go for these last comments, and I'm not even going to bother. Well, anyway, let's just read them through. I get your point, but not team is closing the academy. Not sure that a discussion point not going to happen. Geordie says views on oh my goodness, views on job Patrick Vieira as a manager one day. I don't want him managing Arsenal. I'm sorry. Eddie 14, it's killing me. Why? It's only a number. Tony says Haaland will score lots of goals this season. He is a class striker. Yes, he is. Great show. Alex and chat room, have a good evening. Good night. Come on, you Gunners. Remember, like and subscribe. Julie says, great show. Thank you for that, people. A says, not ex-Arsenal good player enough for a manager. Fans really need higher than the standards. Well said, says Tygonosaurus. And I'm going to wear my Henry... We're done. We're finished. So on the day we find out that, Rafinha is on the verge of signing for Chelsea. He was never going to sign for Arsenal because he didn't want to come to Arsenal. It was like Barcelona, Chelsea, or Tottenham. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oops, not Arsenal. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oops, not Arsenal. Anyway. Enjoy the remnants of your day or your evening. I don't know where you are in the world. You know, people don't like to say now. They don't like to say. So it could be like your, oceanic countries over there, China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, which means it's your night. It might be your early afternoon, which means you're like North, Central, South America. And if you're somewhere in the middle with me, God help you. God help you. I will be back tomorrow giving you some more live news segments. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about. It might just be about Arsenal. It'll be about Arsenal. Yeah, it'll be about Arsenal. You can see I've lost my mind, isn't it? My goodness. Until then, I shall bid you farewell. And like it says there, subscribe to Cannon 40 TV. You don't have to, but we would like you to. Be part of the community. Be part of the community. What community? Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.